Ambassadors, premiers, Akeeagok, Inuit, Nunavut, Ngasimayon. I am very honored to be here with you all today. I too was very moved with the very powerful speech of the Prime Minister, and I echo exactly the words that he said, and that's something that we share in Canada as well. So, Canada's attempt to bolster its claim to Arctic sovereignty is one of something that directly has touches me and my family directly, and it has affected many across Nunavut. It is one that includes Inuit families being forcefully relocated to remote locations for the sole purpose of asserting Canadian sovereignty in the high Arctic during the Cold War. These policies affected thousands of families, including mine, which was relocated to Grise Fiord, which is Canada's most northern community on the southern tip of Ellesmere Island, which is across Kana, Greenland. Through this dark chapter in our history, as an example, we see Arctic security and sovereignty is truly interconnected to those who call the Arctic home. Northerners have the biggest stake in a strong and sustainable Arctic. Without the health and well-being of those who call the Arctic home, Arctic security ceases to uphold its whole purpose. Arctic security ensures that our rights, needs, perspectives are respected so that we could prosper within our communities. In addressing Arctic security in the 21st century, it is integral to keep Northerners at the heart of this conversation. Northern security is not just about military presence. It's also about building strong, resilient communities through significant investments in critical infrastructures like ports, telecommunications, and energy. It also means strong healthcare and education systems and the elimination of the gaps between the North and the South, as displayed by my very good friend, Caroline. The forced relocation of Inuit is also affirmed that the claims to the Arctic is largely based on Indigenous peoples, land use and occupancy, and their prosperity within their homelands. An essential pillar to this includes adequate housing. In Nunavut, we face considerable housing challenges, and it has been inspiring to see the incredible development, specifically in housing, that I see here in Nuuk. These challenges that we face ultimately threaten the viability and the vitality of Arctic communities, and by consequence, Canada's territorial integrity and its claim to the Arctic sovereignty. To give you context and to give an example, as of March this year, we require 3,256 housing units just to meet the demand of our community public housing within the territory of Nunavut that are in the waiting list. This number is significant when Nunavut has a population of just over 40,000. We are as steadfast in addressing these gaps. We have committed to building 1,000 units of all types added to the housing continuum of affordable housing within multiple options. We are renovating and repurposing existing buildings to offer more housing options for Nunavut. We are fostering and maintaining enduring partnerships with Inuit organizations, the private sector, and other levels of government, while incorporating best practices from other jurisdictions, both nationally and internationally. In addition to the need for housing, investments in building and upgrading critical infrastructure are essential. For those who do not know, Nunavut's communities are only accessible by air and seasonally by water, as we see right across Greenland as well. This results in the costliest infrastructure needs per capita that we see in Canada. Both our marine and aviation infrastructure require major improvements throughout most of the 25 communities within Nunavut. These infrastructure deficits make it difficult and costly to move passengers and goods in and out of our communities, as well as deliver equitable government programs and services that many take for granted, as shared by my colleague here as well. Furthermore, there's a lack of fast, reliable, and affordable telecommunication networks within Canada's north. While we are trying to address these gaps, there's also essential components for economic growth, education, health, and research in the north. To this end, we continue to address the needs for critical infrastructure and transportation of goods with regional Inuit organizations, federal government partners, and airlines to ensure and enable the supports of economic development in that sector. Today, in my home community of Grise Fiord, just like all communities across Nunavut, you will find resilient and preserving people who are proud of their culture and traditions and thrive in what many call the harshest part of the world within this planet. So now, how do we continue to empower communities in a meaningful way so that we could continue to thrive? The answer is very simple, that we must focus on the human dimension and empower those that are stewards to this land and our waters, stewards of Canada's north. The north faces many challenges, but I believe that the challenges are also great opportunities. I see opportunities to collaborate with other governments, whether it's the Northwest Territories or Yukon, or whether it's through a new memorandum of understanding we just signed with the Prime Minister while we were here with the government of Greenland. Through collaboration, we could better address concerns regarding the Arctic security and sovereignty in the Arctic while working together in meaningful ways to improving the lives of the people who call the North home. So,